energy storage itself, as you can see, is growing quite rapidly. And of course, there's going to be, the more we have, the more events there's going to be. So what we are trying to do is understand that, we have these technologies, we have these chemistries, and we want to make sure that we're installing them as safe as possible. The model building codes that we're going to build off of are from International Code Council. It's the International Fire Code and International Residential Code. And then the NFPA documents that we're looking at that I've been referencing here are NFPA 1 and then 855. We're going to really do an overview of International Fire Code, and I have some tables that I'm going to present that we've put together to help kind of just big picture some of the different requirements as they relate to the different codes. Now let's jump into the 855 and kind of the meat of it all, really. This lesson talk about chapter 15, which is 1 and 2 family dwellings, what the requirements are for our ESS installations. We'll now jump into chapter 4 of NFPA 855, and this is where you're going to look for commercial, industrial applications, or residential applications if you exceed those maximum allowable quantities. All right, so let's jump into lesson 5, and so we're still in NFPA 855. And we're going to finish off chapter 4 and then look at chapter 5. So we have some smoke and fire detection stuff left in chapter 4, along with some suppression for the fire control and suppression. And then system interconnection, really brief stuff in chapter 5. But I'll kind of show what those applicable sections are so that you at least have an idea of what those are. All right, so let's jump into lesson 6 of 855. 6, 7, and 8 is what we're going to cover in this lesson. And those cover commissioning, O&M, as well as decommissioning. Lesson 7 will wrap up NFPA 855 here. So we'll talk about chapter 9 and the annexes where you can find some additional information. All right, so here we are, lesson 8 of the ESS course on the fire codes. And so UL 9540, 9540A test method is what we're going to talk about here in this lesson. So give you an overview of what those documents are, what the requirements are, and because they get referenced so much in the 855, they get referenced in NEC. We're going to conclude the course in this lesson. Hopefully the lessons that we provided on the different sections was helpful, and kind of helped you understand the different codes, the standards better in terms of the energy storage requirements as they relate specifically to the fire code requirements.